Welcome back to Cox Connections, exclusively on Cox 9 Roanoke. I'm Kim Stanley. As you just heard, workforce development is very important if we're going to continue to grow our region's economy. Workforce Solutions at Virginia Western Community College is a resource for anyone looking for a job or a change in careers. Lee Kaufman is the coordinator for Workforce Solutions at Virginia Western and joins us now to tell us about the expanding services they offer. Lee, good to see you and thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Well, for those who don't know, first talk a little bit about Workforce Solutions and what it means to our viewers.
Okay, we are the other arm of the community college system. We have the academic divisions which focus on preparing students for transferring into universities and colleges elsewhere. And then we have the more career pathway oriented divisions, business, engineering, technology. And what Workforce does is complements those divisions. We do anything from preparing students to go into a career as a truck driver, to pharmacy technician, to working in the alternative energy field, to intensive welding, to culinary. So we cover the more application-oriented careers, as well as offering community education classes if you want to learn how to watercolor, if you want to learn how to do Zumba correctly. We take care of those classes as well.
Wow, quite a bit. And you work closely with the area businesses and the community to make certain that you're always relevant with what's going on in the business as well.
That is correct. Every program that we have involves an advisory committee that is made up of members of the business community, so that the classes that we're offering and the programs that we're delivering meet the needs of that business and industry. And in addition, we also do customized training. So we work with business and industry to help raise the employee skill levels so that these businesses can stay competitive.
Okay. You recently, or not recently, but you were awarded a grant and you used that for a program called CREATES. So what type of initiatives have spun out of CREATES?
Okay. CREATES was one of the first regionally collaborative grants that was awarded. It involved players Virginia Tech, Virginia Western, Wytheville Community College, New River Community College, and it was designed to bring a program of study in alternative energy, the green footprint, if you will, to Western Virginia. And the programs were different depending upon which college was involved. At New River Community College, they focused on wind energy and alternative energy resources because those are viable where they are. Wytheville Community College focused on the construction aspect, rehabilitating houses to make them more energy efficient. At Virginia Western, because we had a very strong advanced technology program already in place, a mechatronics program, we focused on energy management systems, on building controls, and on renewable energy resources. And using the funds from the grant, we're able to purchase laboratory equipment that we otherwise never would have been able to have. Having these programs of study at Virginia Western opened our eyes to some of the other things that were possible. So based on that CREATES grant, we are now starting up the first of its kind in the state Energy Management Diploma program. We're partnering with the Institute of Energy Professionals, and this will be a 3-week program that provides an internationally recognized credential to folks that go through it. Previously, this had only been offered down at North Carolina State University.
Okay.
So it is a real feather in our cap that it's come to Virginia Western.
You better believe it, for the state as well as our communities. So.
In addition, another initiative that came out of this grant is we looked at people going into the alternative energy, renewable energy field, and the economy with the downturn has been really tough on contractors. Building contractors, construction has just seen a drop in demand. So we then spun off another initiative that was focused on giving these contractors skills and knowledge in the green realm, so that they can take the buildings, the programs, the projects that they're working on and add either that alternative energy or renewable energy or energy management system aspect to make those buildings that much more environmentally friendly.
So, I mean, just a lot going on, but you get many other grants too.
We do.
And, you know, so what other programs are out there for our view? I mean, there's just so much, you know, to take advantage of, and you know, and it's for adults, you know, and I just don't think people really realize that. So what other programs are out there?
Okay, we recently, last summer, were awarded the Height Grant. And the Height Grant, I'm going to look at my notes here, is the Health Information Technology Education Grant. It's another Department of Labor grant. It's another collaborative partnership with Virginia Tech. And what it is doing is preparing students to go into the field of medical records coding, medical information management, as more and more doctors are taking all of their files to electronic format. It's preparing people to go into that field of study. And the classes are grant funded. So students can go into these classes and have their tuition totally paid for. And it's a high demand field. We've also had another federal grant called the On-Ramp Grant. And what it reaches out to is students who are potential students who are either underemployed, unemployed, coming back into the workforce. And it's designed to give them the skills they need to be able to find a career pathway or give them a credential so that they can work.
Well, and we just have about a minute left. It's just a big, you know, you're really in partnership with economic development. I mean, this is so important to economic development as well. Why don't you speak to that real quick?
It is we consider ourselves an economic development driver. One of the things that happens is we do go out and work with business and industry in improving their employee skills, in keeping their workforce competitive, so that then when this area or the state of Virginia is competing for an industry business to come in, we have the data, the facts, and the workforce that can provide that business with a good incentive to come into our region. So everything we do is involved in some way with skills development, employee development, and making this a better place for people to work and live.
That's great. So I guess the website's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. www.virginiawestern.edu.
Okay, great. And then it's not just for, you know, the adults that want to go back, but the employers can call you as well.
Absolutely.
So that they can help keep those skills up to date for their employees. Okay. Lee, thank you again for being on the show. It's good to see you.
And thank you again for the invitation.
All right. Chances are you've heard of Meals on Wheels. Do you know who runs that program? After the break, we'll learn more about an area organization doing a lot of good. Stay with us.